NTV Uganda recently broke the news of the Switzerland-based Indian chef Mukesh Menaria, who was allegedly kidnapped by his bosses after arriving in Uganda over 2 months ago. The chef is said to have been kept under confinement after arriving in Uganda on Pankaj Oswal's family jet. He was reportedly kept at PRO Industries in Luwero, where his bosses have an ethanol plant and residence.
Do you have a court order? No. We have the police act. No, maybe. You have that?
Interpol and the Luwero area police recently searched the residence and failed to find the chef, who was later confirmed to have been whisked away by the employees at the PRO Industries into Tanzania. 3 people have been arrested: the daughter of the boss Vasundra Oswal, Rita Ngabiri, a company lawyer, William Mugisha, the driver who took Chef Menaria, and 2 others, across the Mutukula border to Tanzania. Very many questions have come up as to why a chef accused of stealing jewelry from his boss's wife in their private jet would be sneaked out of the country to face new charges of theft in Tanzania, which he allegedly committed in December 2023. The son of the chef, Vishnu Maneria, has told NTV that they have information that Chef Menaria will be transported to Dar es Salaam today to answer the theft charges. NTV has obtained a video recording in which someone is telling the son of the chef, who lives in India, to drop charges against their daughter so that they hand over their dad in 48 hours. This was before the chef was arrested in Tanzania on Tuesday.
अगर वो जेल में गई और उसको इन लोगों ने आपने चार्जेस नहीं ड्रॉप किए तो और भी बहुत बुरा होएगा।
नहीं तो सुनो ना, मेरे भाई ने किया क्या
आप सबसे चार्जेस ड्रॉप करो, उसके बाद आगे बात बढ़ेगी।
मैटर क्या हमें वो भी तो बताओ। मेरे भाई का मैटर क्या है, प्लीज हमें बताओ। आप हमसे हाथ जोड़ के रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं।
ड्रॉप करो मेरे बेटी के ऊपर से, फिर ही मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगी।
नहीं, हमने तो चार्जेस लगाए नहीं थे, उसके पहले आपने हमारे भाई को किडनैप करवा दिया। वो कहाँ है? बात भी नहीं करवाई कभी।
आपके बेटे को आपके भाई ने खुद बोला है मैंने बहुत गलत काम किया है, मगर ये
वो मेरी बात सुनो, वो मुझे भी पता है बोला, लेकिन उसके सर पे
नहीं बात कर सकते, आप नहीं समझ रहे हो।
उसको दबाव में बात करवाई थी, वो मुझे भी पता है बात की थी।
क्या बात करवाई थी यार? 8 साल काम कर रहा था।
In response to the ongoing accounts of kidnap, Pankaj Oswal paid for a full page in the New Vision of 8th October, page 13, where he raised several complaints, urging the president to intervene in this ordeal, which has left the chef's family and boss's daughter traumatized. Pankaj Oswal, the boss of Chef Menaria, wrote to the president on Tuesday complaining that the system under which his daughter Vasundra Oswal was being handled was a very corrupt one, and that he even went ahead to spend $100,000, that is about 370 million shillings, to improve her welfare in the prison where she's being held, that is in Nakasongola. But there was nothing to show for it. But prison's spokesperson Frank Baine has dismissed this account.
One of the things that is very alarming is that is such a big amount of money. I don't even think that the OC has the capacity to receive that money. But the one who is arranging, you can't pay money to air. He must know who he paid the money and the conditions he paid for the money, and then we can start from there. But as far as I'm concerned, such an amount of money can only be approved by the Commissioner General to be taken to the prison. But to do what? Because that money can even build a separate prison. Unless that's what he's proposing, to build a separate prison for the daughter, which I don't think is likely to happen.
Oswal, the Australian tycoon of Indian origin, also complained that his daughter was made to clean toilets and mop floors in the cell where she's being held. But Baine says this is not illegal.
Labor required for any person while that person is lawfully detained, which though not required in consequence of the sentence or order of court, is reasonably necessary in the interest of hygiene or for the maintenance of the place at which the person is detained. So what was done, or what is being done, is enshrined here in the Constitution. Unless the big man wants to change the Constitution.
Oswal also claimed in his account to the president that his daughter is a vegetarian, but prison's authority was feeding her on meat, a matter Baine also ignored.
So some of these things is just exaggerations to seek for sympathy. First of all, how often even do our people eat meat? At least the best of my knowledge, it is very rare that in a month or 2 weeks you will find a meal of meat on the table. Yes, being that he comes from a different country and maybe the diet is different, for us we are not going to create anything because we are operating under a specific budget and we have an outlined diet system.
What are the processes of providing special meals to persons on remand?
The procedure is clear. You will visit the prison, whether you can have your medical forms to confirm that you cannot feed on our food, which is already budgeted for you. Then the discretion of the decisions taken at the station rests with the officer in charge. And I want to tell you that there are not less than 10 or 20 people who actually have special diet, whereby their relatives supplement. One, we don't take cooked food. We only take raw food. It is cooked within the system, and then the person accesses it.
The proprietor of PRO Industries in Luero further complained that his daughter was being kept with murder criminals and also treated like as though she was already guilty.
I request the distinguished gentleman not to want to run the prison as his home. The OC, it is the discretion of the OC to allocate accommodation to a prisoner mindful of the security and other factors.
For now, Chef Menaria remains holed up in Tanzania with authorities waiting to clear his case there before he can be handed over to Uganda police to answer charges related to his kidnap. He is also without a lawyer in Tanzania. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.